Okay, so hi everyone, welcome. Like everyone else, I'm going to welcome you here to our first virtual BAASS Connect conference. Thank you so much for attending and for embracing this year's platform. I'm Casey O'Kane. I've been with BAASS for about 6 years now, and I manage our help desk and customer care membership plans, as well as our subscriptions. So today I'm presenting with Sam Cangelosi, whom I'm sure many of you are familiar with, but just in case some are not, Sam, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you very much, Casey. And before I do make my introduction, I just wanted to acknowledge you, Casey, and what a great job you've been doing at managing our support staff, especially during the pandemic. So thank you very much. As for myself, yes, my name is Sam Cangelosi. I've been with BAASS for about 15 years. I'm the operations manager and I oversee the operations across Canada. Casey, just before I hand it back over to you, I just want to encourage those that are here in attendance, if you have any questions, to use the chat panel, and what we'll be able to do is answer any of those questions for you at the end of the session. So Casey, over to you.
Okay, so for now, we're going to turn off the cameras just so that we can get through this, and then we'll pop those puppies back on at the end there when we do our Q&A, and then you'll have the opportunity to see our smiling faces once again.
Great.
Okay, so just let me figure that out. Perfect. All right. There we go. Okay, so today we're going to take a brief look at our different support plans and what they could mean for you. So we'll look at each plan, who they may be best suited for, as well as go through some actual, and go through how to actually obtain support. You will get to see a few examples of how we've assisted customers in the past, and we'll go over what sort of things that would be addressed by your account manager or your IT teams instead of us. I guess the main question, customer care membership, who needs it? The easy answer is going to be you do. So in terms of support scenarios, right now we're seeing two big trends. The first are people who are having to take on additional roles that either they're not familiar with or a little bit rusty at. And then second are the companies that are taking this time to reevaluate their internal processes. And these guys are kind of looking to streamline things, make them more effective now, and then kind of look at it so that they're planning a bit of a more efficient future. Our membership plans support both of these scenarios. So as each plan comes with some personalized training and exclusive webinars to help refresh your memory, and in some cases learn some of those newer tasks that you've had to take on. But we've also got some features built into our plans that provide you with not only ideas on where and how you can improve processes, but can actually lay out the path to get you where you need to be. So first up is our basic membership. And this plan is more for the customer who generally doesn't require too much support. Maybe you're a smaller organization and are really handy with software. This is a membership plan that's going to give you the reassurance that although you don't really get yourself into too many situations you can't get yourself out of, you have a backup plan on those rare occasions when you do. So with all of our support plans, our basic CCM comes with unlimited help desk incidences and includes any remote access fees that you would otherwise incur during the year. So those remote access fees don't just extend to your support cases that are covered under your membership, but will also extend to different cases that may not be covered under your membership plan. So if there was a remote session regarding some development or something along those lines that would typically incur a remote connection fee, that fee would be waived because you are on a membership plan with us. Another thing to take a look at is that without a plan, you could actually end up waiting more than a day for an available consultant for a non-urgent case. But as you can see here, if you subscribe to the basic membership, you have a guaranteed response time of 6 to 8 hours. On top of that, you're entitled to one workstation install and a 2.5-hour training session, as well as all of our member exclusive webinars and various discounts on additional services. Next up is our standard membership. So this plan is kind of the sweet spot. This is the plan to choose if you find that you do tend to come into various issues, but where those issues are not incredibly urgent in nature. The response time for this plan is very convenient, being at 2 to 4 hours, and it comes with 2 of those remote training sessions. So one of the things to keep in mind is that these training sessions are up to 2.5 hours long, and you can have multiple members of your team participate. They're personal, they're custom to your needs, and because they're done in a live one-on-one setting, these sessions are interactive, and you have the option of asking questions as you go. With this plan, you'll get you'll get all the features of the basic with a few enhancements. So instead of the one workstation install, you'll get 2. For the payroll updates, you'll get it on an additional machine. And there are a few things such as the system review that is included in this one that wasn't included in the basic, as well as our very own BAASS query tool for the general ledger module. You're going to, just looking at this slide, you're going to notice that there are fewer discounted services. That's because some of the ones previously listed are already included in this plan. So our advanced membership. This is the membership that will get you the best bang for your buck. This plan actually gets you, it bumps your response time up from 2 to 4 hours. All the way up to 1 to 2 hours. So it gives you a better response time. It's looked at from a power user's perspective. They're able to take advantage of the system review, where we can look at your system, how it's running from a technical perspective. We'll provide you with documentation on how things are running, what issues we anticipate you having. We'll list customizations and important passwords and logins. Some organizations that prefer to keep up with the times are able to take advantage of the upgrade planning assistance feature, which is where a consultant will be able to take you through what sort of things you need to plan for prior to your upgrade, what you can expect during your upgrade, and then of course where you'll be headed once your upgrade is complete. If you're a company that's looking more kind of into the future, you have the advantage of taking the implementation review feature, where this is where we look at your system, similar to the systems review, but this is more from an applications perspective. So our consultant and your account manager will meet with you. They're going to talk to you about how things are running, what you love, what you hate, what you wish were different. And then from there, they'll be able to prepare and provide you with a 12-month plan to improve processes and other efficiencies. Sam, was there something else you wanted to go over on this particular plan?
Yeah, Casey, I just wanted to highlight one area here, and it was the data repair diagnosis. In the unlikely event that you do come across a data issue, one of the major features in this plan here is that the data diagnosis is actually included in the advanced membership. And this could be a savings of up to $800. So it's quite impactful on that side.
Perfect. Plus, you actually you gain access to more of our Sage 300 Cloud Enhancements tools. So with the advanced membership, you'll get the Wise Planner budgeting tool, and the offering for the BAASS query tool will expand from just the GL to include order entry and the inventory control module as well. Oh, and this plan also comes with 3 points of contact. So this is really good if you have various department heads that you want to authorize to be able to use your customer care membership plan. So we've got our premium membership, and this is kind of the mother of all membership plans. So this is the one that comes, with all the bells and whistles of the advanced plan. But with this plan, you get some very specific and valuable enhancements, namely the 0 to 1 hour response time, and and 5 of the 2.5 hour custom remote training sessions. That can be a big deal. Customers who maybe you've got a bit of turnover, maybe you want to take advantage of learning maybe some of the new enhancements that are within a module that you currently have implemented. Those 5 2.5 hour training sessions will really come in handy. This option we find is best suited for organizations who work with a lot of time-sensitive issues and require a faster than usual response time on a regular basis. With this particular plan, your BAASS query tools will expand yet again to include the project job costing, and the Wise Planner budgeting tool will come with forecasting, whereas with the advanced membership, it is strictly the budgeting tool. Also, with the premium membership, you are eligible for the payroll shield if you're running payroll. So let's say you've got a plan, it's in place, and now you've got a case that's come up, you've got an issue. Now, what do you do? So the first thing you're going to do is grab a screenshot if you can. So in some cases, a screenshot may not apply, but if you're getting an error message or something doesn't look right, a screenshot can go a long way in terms of information to pass on to our support team. Then the second thing you're going to do is you're going to identify the problem or what the problem had to do with, in order to do this, you're going to use the 5 W's. So the who, what, where, when, and why. So who's having the issue? Is it just you, or is it other members on your team that are also having the same issue? For what, you're gonna kind of list what you were doing or what you were trying to do when you noticed the problem. Where? So where are you when you're having this issue? Are you working remotely? Are you in the office? When was the last time you were able to perform this function? If it's a recurring issue, then when was the first time you noticed it happen, and how often is it happening? And why? Why could this be happening? Has your IT team implemented any new updates or any software or procedures? In some cases, you may have to reach out to a couple of other people in your organization just to see, maybe you don't know if your IT person has implemented like a new firewall, or maybe the Windows updates have run and maybe you didn't know. So sometimes it does require a little bit of just kind of getting in touch with some of your other team members to make sure that you've got all the information that you can pass on to us. So you've got all that information, you know what you're doing. So now you need to figure out how to create a support ticket with us. And the best and easiest way to create a ticket is to go to our website. So it would be www.baass.com/support. On this screen right here, what you see is the submit a request form. And when you go to our to that www.baass.com/support, this is what's going to pop up here. You're going to see that it's got to submit a request. You're going to see that we've got a little circle with Bomgar, and you're going to see a little circle for sign into the portal. So the trick to this is to actually go in and put in as much information as possible. You're able to attach documents. You're even able to flag your case as urgent. This particular method requires absolutely no passwords and logins and can be used by anybody that requires support. When creating these cases, please note that if you don't enter enough information, or if we have some additional questions that we want to ask before assigning your case to a consultant, one of our triage team members will reach out to you to obtain that additional information. The other option would be to go to the sign into the portal icon there. And if you were to click on that little circle, a login page is going to come up, and once you get logged in, this is what's going to pop up. And I know that Chuck just showed you this as well, but I'm just going to give it kind of a quick overview again. So the portal, while you do have the ability to create cases, log cases, it is typically used more for case management. So you'll be able to create cases. You can see any cases that you currently have open with us. As Chuck said, you can view your account information, who's your account manager, and what version, are you listed as having. You can look at any outstanding invoices or download any invoices that you may be missing. And again, you can change your personal profile information. So maybe you got a new phone number or email address. Maybe you've got a name change. So you can do all of this with the portal. You can see the membership here. I've got our own company listed as having a premium membership that is set to expire at the end of this month. So I better hurry up and renew that. But other than that, we're good. So the portal itself does require your own login. So if you want access to the BAASS portal, you can contact the help desk, you can reach out to your account manager, or you can reach out to me personally, and we can get you up and running in no time. Okay. So what happens after a case is created and logged? Well, we've got some tools in place that manage the cases that are coming in, and this screenshot here is actually an example of what pops up on our triage screens. So here you can see that we have a total of 7 cases for customers not subscribed to one of our CCM plans. You can also see that we have 1 case for a CCM customer that needs to be assigned and scheduled. There's nothing showing in the high priority cases, but if you had created a case and indicated during the case creation that your case was urgent, we would see a number in that third box that kind of pops up into our face to say, hey, there's somebody here that needs help now. So I guess, one thing to explain is that the reason it's kind of broken down like this for us to see is so that we can ensure that we're meeting those expected response times for you. So, some people like to play devil's advocate and say, won't calling in or emailing be a bit faster? And in all honesty, the short answer is not always. So what typically happens when you call in is one of our 5 triage team members will collect your information, they'll create the case for you. They may kind of request that you forward a screenshot or other attachments. And because of some of that back and forth, this may take longer to get into our system. Emails tend to follow that same process where triage will create the case using the information provided. And again, they may have to reach back out to you for screenshots or for clarification on your issue. So this too could take longer to get your case into our system. Of course, once the case is logged, it'll be assigned and scheduled accordingly. But the fastest way to log a case is by going to our website to create that case. This puts your case in right away. It avoids any delay in our team seeing your email. It avoids any possibility of your call going to voicemail because our team is assisting other customers. So we definitely recommend moving over, when you want to create a case, to go over to our website to do so. So let's have a look at some of the cases that we've come through, or sorry, that have come through our help desk, and some of the measures that we took to assist. In this particular instance, and there's quite a few times where we have people calling in for licensing errors, but in this instance, our customer had a new user created on a machine that already housed Sage 300. Unfortunately, they were getting this error message: you don't have a license to use this product. Now, we knew this error to be incorrect, as the previous user was able to access the software with that issue, but uh, so we connected to the workstation to confirm the error and determine what might be causing the issue. In this particular case, we brought in their IT team so that we could look at the issue together. It turned out there was an issue with the security group and the new user, and between us and the IT team, we were able to collaborate to determine that solution. So it's not always just us working directly with you guys. In some cases, it's us working with your IT people to make sure that we can get your solution implemented the best way. In this particular instance, we had a customer who had 3 companies that had to have their year ends closed. Um, they reached out to us in advance, which is always fantastic because that, especially for something like this, it ensures that we're going to be available exactly when you need us to be. During this scheduled appointment, we did kind of the typical things that need to happen. We did the backup, confirm the years. We did the printing of the applicable reports and saved it into their year-end folders. But these are the kind of things that we see on a day-to-day basis. So this is a particularly good example of something that may take someone else longer to do because it only happens once a year, whereas we might be able to do it a bit faster and more efficiently because it's something that we do a lot more often. And then we see a lot of kind of EFT issues that happened. In this particular issue, the customer was getting an error applied payment record already exists, and the batch only went to the letter J. So this particular customer had a standard CCM plan with us and required that 2 to 4 hour response time. The case was assigned and scheduled with a consultant within that 2 to 4 hour window, and the appointment was confirmed with the customer. So what did we do? Well, this one was a tad bit more involved than the other 2. First, the consultant remotely connected to take a look at the customer's workstation and review the issue. And then he connected to the server to see if the issue could be related to the database. To get them back up and running, we reviewed the outstanding vendor transactions following where the created payment batch had stopped. And during the process, the consultant noticed an invoice number of only a character. So he assisted with issuing and applying a credit note and then re-entering the invoice. And before we knew it, they were back in business. I mean, at the end of all this, at the end of this particular case, based on his findings, he was actually able to take it one step further and provide details of a knowledge base article released by Sage on the cause and long-term resolutions of this issue. So, I mean, this was an instance where not only did we have the opportunity to assist, but we were able to take that one step further and say, hey, this, you know, this is what caused it, and this is kind of what things look like long-term down the road. So what about things like Windows updates, you know, Outlook support, installation of printers and printer drivers, and then, you know, virus and malware cleanup and stuff? Well, this is the stuff that you need to talk to your IT people about. So if at any point during a support call, you know, the consultant determines that the the issue pertains to your Windows and or Microsoft Office environment, we'll ask you to reach out to your IT people. You know, while we're experts in our field, your IT people are experts in theirs and are definitely more qualified to maintain your computer system and network infrastructure than we are. If you don't have an IT provider and you're looking for recommendations on one, by all means, please reach out to your account manager, let them know, and we'll put you in contact with our sister company, Lynetco, who you've had the opportunity to meet today. So what if you need help with things like the system configuration, or you know, you've got some customization that needs to happen. Maybe you've got some forms or reports or something that you want adjusted and changed, and maybe you're looking at an upgrade. You know, this is the type of stuff that typically goes to an account manager. They help you on all these big ticket items, these big changes and differences that you want to make in your system. And they're really good at kind of talking to you to determine what it is you're trying to accomplish. Then they'll arrange a consultant to work with you to take a deeper dive into what's going to be required to make it all happen. After you reach out, or after that consultant talks to you, your account manager will be able to provide you with a full proposal and a statement of work for you to approve and get your project started. If ever in doubt of where to turn, our support team's happy to listen and point you in the right direction. So if you're not sure if something needs to go to support or if it needs to go to your account manager, then don't hesitate to reach out to our support team, and we can kind of make sure that you get headed into onto that right path. So I mean, that's kind of our CCM plans in a nutshell. 2020 has been a roller coaster in both, you know, our personal and professional lives, and we've seen some of your business models change and evolve. Um, and along with that, so have your support requirements. So one of the things that BAASS stresses, and one of the things that we really find important is that we're able to provide you with a sense of security, knowing that no matter what's happening, we're here to help. We believe that no matter how big or how small your overall support requirements are, we have a customer care membership plan that's going to fit your needs. My contact information is about to pop up. So if you want to further explore your plans, if you want a quote, you want to be able to contact me, my information is going to be up there. Write it down, grab a screenshot, or by all means, take a look at the recording later on. And you can reach out to me. Or if you're more comfortable, you can reach out to your account manager, and either way, everybody will be willing to help. Okay. So we can open it up for some questions, and I'm going to turn my camera back on. I'll pop this up.
So we do have some questions here. The first one is, we pay for Sage Business Care. Why do I need to pay BAASS?
So I'll grab that one. So Sage Business Care mainly covers your software subscription and specifically your software subscription and support that's specifically geared towards the software. So in a lot of cases, the issues could be environment specific or related to your business process, and where Sage isn't as familiar with those aspects as what we are, they will typically send you over to us anyways to assist. So the CCM generally complements your Sage Business Care plan and provides more of a 360-degree overview of your entire business.
The next question I have is, I'm on colo with another IT provider. Am I still able to get support or CCM from BAASS?
I'll take that one, Casey. I believe it was if you're in a co-location, and the answer to the question is yes. No matter who your IT provider is, where your software is located, BAASS is here to provide support and to assist where possible. With the recent pandemic, we're finding several customers asking about co-location and outsourcing our IT, and BAASS has been able to assist through that transition. And if we're not sure about co-location services, BAASS actually does have a BAASS private cloud offering if that's a point of interest.
We have multiple offices. Do we need a CCM per location?
I'll take that one as well, Casey. In each environment, so each environment does require their own CCM, but it does depend on the licensing. So if licensing, so if you have a company that has their own Sage 300 licensing, then each entity would require their own CCM. So it does follow where the install actually is located. So, however, if you have 3 companies that share the same Sage 300 licensing and account, then they would be able to share one CCM. However, we would encourage that you would add an additional contact per location. I hope that helps answer that question.
Do you offer payment plans, or does it have to be paid yearly upfront?
So especially now with COVID happening and kind of not knowing where things lie, and money sometimes is a little bit harder to see coming in, we do, while the plan is for a year, when you sign on, you do sign on for a year, but we can break it down into monthly installments just to make it a little bit easier and just a little bit more economical.
And the last question I have here is, do I need a CCM if I want to access the BAASS portal?
Oh, I can answer this one too. So each company, whether they have a CCM or not, can have one login for the BAASS portal. Some of our CCMs provide additional logins so that you can have multiple people using the portal. But yeah, so typically it's one person per organization that's not on a customer care membership plan.
Perfect. And that does look like that's all the questions we have. So thank you again, Casey and Sam, for presenting. And then I will just close us off for the day.
Okay.
So thank you everyone for taking time out of their busy day to join us for BAASS Connect virtual kickoff. We hope you found the sessions beneficial. All attendees should have just received a survey today at 3:45 Eastern Standard Time. And in order to receive a certificate of attendance, you will need to complete the survey. If you have not received the email yet, please check your junk box. And as a reminder, all of today's sessions will be recorded and will be circulated to you. If you had a question today that was not yet answered, we will have taken note and we will have someone reach out to you directly. A reminder that our next event is this Thursday, November 12th on Sage Business Intelligence, and we hope that you can join us then. Thanks again, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.